All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call us to order this morning. Can we do a roll call, please?
Adams. Here. Berlin.
Here.
Carrier. Here. Chavez. Here. DeCiani. Eckhoff.
Here.
Hart.
Here.
Henry.
Here.
Mendrick.
Here.
Rutledge. Spellman. Here. White. We do have a quorum.
All right, great, thank you. Member DeCiani is planning to join us, so when he does, we'll need a motion in a second to allow him to join remotely. But let's go ahead and move on. Do we have any public comment this morning?
No, we do not.
Can we get a motion in a second to approve the minutes of August 10th?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments, or corrections? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, I just kind of skipped past. Next up is procurement requisitions. We'll need a motion on TEP 345-21, a recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to CDW Government for the annual maintenance of Veritas Network Backup for a total of $39,617. This was through the National Joint Powers Alliance contracting.
So moved.
Second.
All right, any questions, comments, or discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up, we'll need a motion on TEP 346-21, a recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Cara Company for the management of the county's GPS core sites. It's a total of $39,500 and it's sole source.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or discussion on this item? All right, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, motion carries. Next up, our informational item A, 2021-70, a recommendation for the approval of Kronos. This is for the care center. This is just sort of an FYI for us. This goes through HHS. Can we get a motion, a second, to place this on file, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments, discussion on Kronos system? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, next up on our agenda, we welcome our reporter, Kathy Carrier, today for our budget presentation for fiscal year 2022. We have another copy if anyone needs it.
Take my minute.
Good morning. I'm Catherine Carrier, DuPage County Reporter, and I will very briefly go over our budget for FY22 because I know you've got a lot on the budget. So the recorder's office is basically made up of three pieces. We've got the general fund, we've got doc storage system, and then we've got GIS, which is Geographical Information System. Next slide. Our general fund FY22 projection, as you can see, we are looking at FY21. We'll look at the bottom line. What we projected for FY21, we've already exceeded month end July of FY21. So we're ahead of ourselves. So that's a good thing. And then our FY22 budget, we've got it $8,905,000. And our expenditures, as with most budgets you're going to see, our largest expenditure amount is personnel, salaries. We actually have reduced that a bit because we've reduced our head count by 2. So our general fund has actually been reduced. Next slide. Okay. And this is just our contractual expenditures. We've come down significantly on what we have in general fund because we shifted that burden to our doc storage account by probably 80%-ish. So we've reduced that. And then the last slide, yay, just kind of real quick overview. We exceeded our FY21 goal. most of our documents that are coming in now, 85% are through e-record. So that's progress, I guess. And our average is higher, I think, because of the pandemic. People aren't wanting to come out, so we're starting to see that shift, though. We had initially predicted that we would have 120,000 documents, and we are currently at 121,000. So we are going to exceed what we had predicted for FY21. And then, as I said, our FY22 general fund proposal is approximately 10% lower than, it's actually more than that, but we say 10%, will err on the side of caution for lower than FY21. And again, we reduced by 2 our head count, and the general fund reduction that we were able to do is largely due to our fee increase that was passed in 21. So yeah, that's it. If we have any questions. Sure.
Thank you for the presentation. The 2 headcount reduction, is that a permanent reduction or are those just?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
And what were those roles? You know?
Replacing.
Yeah, we
They
just
were not going to be filled. Functionally though, what was the job responsibilities?
Was one an administrative position and the other one was an office assistant.
This is Tony Manzullo, my chief deputy, and Leah, my accountant. So I'm deferring questions to them. They are the brain trust. So
Thank you.
any other questions? No, great. Thank you all. It's been a pleasure.
All right, so that's the last, it was the only presentation on our agenda this morning. Is there any old business? Is there any new business? All right, without objection, we're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.